Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of the Scene to Screen movie podcast. I'm Kieran and this is my spoiler-free review of Game Night. Game Night is a brand new comedy from directors John Francis Daley and Jonathan Goldstein. The film stars Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams as the two leads Max and Annie, although I'd say that the film ends up working more as an ensemble, with Kyle Chandler, Lamorne Morris, Kylie Bunbury, Billy Magnussen, Sharon Horgan and Jesse Plemons helping to fill out the cast. In case you didn't already know, Game Night follows a young couple, Max and Annie, who throw a weekly game night for a couple of their friends. This usually entails your typical board games, a few rounds of charades, Jenga, stuff like that. But when Max's older brother shows up, Game Night hits a whole new level because his version of a fun night includes a kidnapping and a crazy hunt for clues. As the film progresses and the characters get further into the mystery, we learn that this game night might be more than just a game, but to say anything more than that would be a spoiler, so I'll just get straight into this review. And the first thing that I want to say is that even though I really liked this cast, and even though I really liked this concept, I walked into the cinema not really expecting much from Game Night. At the most, I expected Game Night to be yet another throwaway crappy comedy, just like most of the comedies that have come out in the last few years. I really didn't like the trailers for this film, and I still think that the trailers did a pretty crappy job of promoting the film that's in cinemas. And also the fact that the only other film that these guys had made before Game Night was that crappy Vacation reboot, that certainly didn't help, but I decided to give it a go, and I've got to admit, I really enjoyed this movie. This is the rare kind of comedy that knows exactly what it wants to be, it knows what's funny, and it knows where the line is, and you've got to give credit to the directors because they did an absolutely fantastic job of making Game Night different. This is a really well written and a surprisingly smart comedy that also kind of works as a mystery thriller, which is obviously something that these guys were trying to achieve. One of the things that I really liked was that although Game Night is a comedy and it lives within that genre, it's shot like a crime thriller. The way that the movie is filmed and the way that these guys light some of the scenes, it feels more like a David Fincher movie. So I was really impressed with pretty much everything that these guys brought to the film, especially in regards to the visual style. Looking at the cast, Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams both do a great job of leading this film. Obviously Bateman has proven himself in this genre time and time again, and he yet again delivers a top-notch performance. For me, out of these two, it was surprisingly Rachel McAdams that I found stood out the most. I've never seen McAdams in this kind of film or portraying this kind of character, and I was really surprised by how funny she was in this film. You could tell that McAdams was giving everything she had to this character, and at the same time she seemed like she was having a really good time on set, which always makes a film more enjoyable. Moving on to the supporting cast, I actually think that this is where the film shines the most, because Game Night might be one of the most impressive comedies in recent years when it comes to the supporting cast and supporting characters. Kyle Chandler does a brilliant job of playing Jason Bateman's douchey older brother, and pretty much everyone in this film is outstanding, and every character gets a decent moment to shine. For me though, the two standouts would have to be Lamorne Morris, who you guys might know as Winston or Winnie the Bish from New Girl. He has some of the funniest lines throughout the whole film, and trust me, you'll be crying from laughter throughout most of this movie, so that's really high praise. And the other standout for me was Jesse Plemons, who played Max and Annie's creepy neighbour. You'll probably know Plemons as Todd in Breaking Bad, and his delivery and his comedic timing in this film, it's just incredible. He stole the entire movie from me, and I don't even really remember the last time someone made me laugh as much as this guy did in this film. If I was to pick out any issues I had with the film, it would literally just be that some of the jokes didn't fully land for me, but the jokes that I didn't find as funny were still making a lot of people laugh out loud, so I don't know if it's even an issue with the film or maybe it's an issue with my comedic senses, but there were just one or two jokes that didn't fully land for me. And then there were certain elements of the film that dipped into the unbelievable, but I wouldn't say it ever became stupid or ridiculously unrealistic. There was just one or two moments where I didn't fully believe that any of this stuff could really happen. But hey, it is a movie, and that's why we go to see movies, to see stuff that couldn't happen in real life. So yeah, these are just small and minuscule issues that I had with this movie. Overall guys, I think you should definitely check out Game Night if you haven't already. Like I said, it's the rare kind of comedy that has a really strong cast, some really good directors, and a smart and funny script. To rate the film out of 10, I'm going to go quite high. I'm going to go surprisingly high even, because I'm going to give this film like an 8 out of 10. So yeah, I really enjoyed Game Night, and that's it for this review. Let me know what you thought of the film in the comment section below, and please hit the like button, hit the share button, check us out on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher and YouTube, and subscribe on whichever one of those is your favourite. You guys are awesome, keep being awesome, and I guess I'll see you in the next episode.